The Predator franchise just pulled off something that seemed impossible. They've made us emotionally invest in the story of a young alien warrior who carries around a chatty robot backpack. And somehow, it totally works.
That's such an unexpected direction for this series. Instead of humans running from predators, we're actually following the story of one of these hunters. And he's basically the underdog.
You know what's fascinating about this take? They've built this entire brutal culture around the Yautja. That's what they're calling the predator species, where showing any weakness is literally a death sentence. I mean, this father figure, Yautja, actually orders one son to kill another just because he thinks he's too weak.
That family dynamic really adds layers we've never seen before in these films. The way they explore toxic masculinity through an alien warrior culture is pretty bold.
Well, what really sells it is how they've made Dek, this young predator, someone we actually connect with. Here's this warrior from a species we've always seen as the ultimate hunters, and suddenly we're experiencing his vulnerability, his struggle to prove himself worthy.
The choice to pair him with Elle Fanning's character Tia, this talkative robot missing her legs, that's such an inspired decision. Like, who would have thought that would work?
Right. And what's really clever is how they use Fanning in dual roles. She plays both Thea, this warm and supportive presence, and Tessa, her cold, calculating sister. It's like they're showing two different possible paths for artificial intelligence.
So, what do you make of Dan Trachtenberg's direction? After Prey, he seems to really understand how to reinvent this franchise.
Oh man, his handling of the action sequences is incredible. The opening fight between the brothers sets this perfect tone. It's visceral and violent, but there's real emotion behind it. And the way he uses technology throughout the film, especially in creating the hostile planet Jenna, is just next level.
Well, speaking of Jenna, the way they designed that world where even the plants want to kill you, it really sells why even a predator might need help to survive.
And you know what's really smart? The subtle connections they're making to the larger universe, like those Weyland-Yutani references from the Alien franchise. They're building something bigger here without being obvious about it.
That's exactly what impressed me. How they're expanding the mythology while keeping the focus on Dek's personal journey.
Can we talk about Demetrius Schuster Kolomatangi's performance as Dek? Even under all that makeup and effects, he manages to convey this incredible character arc. Like, he starts as this desperate outcast trying to prove himself by hunting this supposedly unkillable beast called Kalisk, but he ends up on this journey of actual growth and change.
You know what's remarkable? They've managed to keep him deadly and intimidating while still making him sympathetic. That's not an easy balance to strike.
The score really helps with that, too. It switches between these epic action pieces and more intimate emotional themes. It's like the music is telling its own story about Dek's transformation from outcast to hero.
Well, with that solid 7.5 out of 10 rating, it seems like they've really found a way to please both critics and longtime fans.
And that's what makes this such a successful reinvention. They're not just copying what worked before. They're taking these familiar elements, the hunting, the technology, the violence, and using them to tell a much more complex story about identity and belonging.
And they've opened up so many possibilities for future stories in this universe.
You know what's really exciting? This could be the beginning of a whole new era for the franchise. They've shown us that there's so much more to explore in Predator society than just hunting humans. Like, imagine the stories they could tell about other young Yautja or different clans or even more about their technology and culture.
That's going to change how people watch the original films too, knowing all this background about their society and customs.
Exactly. And that's really the mark of a successful franchise reinvention, isn't it? When you can look back at the earlier films and see them in a completely new light, while also being excited about where things might go next.
You've been listening to Movies First.
Available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.